Now our last one, finding the total or the whole in a percent problem. So again, we'll be going off the two ways using the percent equation and the double number line. So example one, 15% of what number is 30? So if I'm using the percent equation, I know the percent, it's 15%. You are welcome to make this a fraction or a decimal. In this one, I'm gonna make it a decimal, and the next one I'll make it a fraction. So if I'm gonna change 15% to a decimal, I'm gonna move the decimal point over twice, and it becomes 1500ths. I'm gonna times it by the total. I don't know what number that is. So that's my unknown. So I'm going to put T for total. And I know it equals, because that's what is, equals 30. And now I've got a decimal equation problem. So how do I undo multiplication? I use division. So T is 30 divided by 1500ths, and T is 200. Okay, so that's what it is. So 15% of 200 is 30. If I plug this back in, that's going to make my percent equation work. Okay, what about a double number line? So again, I'm going to put my numbers on top and my percents on the bottom. And I always have 100 right there in the corner. So I know my percent. My percent is 15. So I'm going to put it closer to 0. And I know I need to figure out what number it is to 30. So 30 is my part. Because I know 15% of what number is 30. So this is going to be my T right here. And then I can cross multiply and divide. So 330 times 100 divided by 15. Because again, if I set up my equation, my proportion equation, I do 300 times, 30 times 100 divided by 15. Now, looking at it this way as well, some of you might notice, well, 30 is double 15. So what number is double 100? 200. So 200 would go here. And then that makes sense because this number is being halved, and half of 200 is 100. So again, the double number line is a great visual to make sure that your reasoning and your answer makes sense. Okay, let's go ahead and do another problem. Here's a word problem. Taylor owns a lot of shoes. Taylor has 12 flip-flops that are 24% of her shoes. How many shoes does Taylor own? All right, so let's go ahead and use the percent equation first. We know the percent is 24. I'm going to go ahead and make this one the fraction. So I know 24% is 24 out of 100. Okay, I do not know the total of Taylor's shoes. So let's go ahead and put S for shoes. But we know that 24% of Taylor's shoes are 12 flip-flops. Okay, so again, how do I solve a multiplication equation? I do use division. So S is 12 divided by 24 out of 100. And when I solve that problem, I end up getting 50. So Taylor owns 50 shoes. Okay, and again, you're welcome to put this in your calculator or practice your division of fraction skills. So Taylor owns 50 shoes. Let's see how it works on a double number line. So again, I put my numbers on top and my percents on the bottom. I know 24%, so let's put that a little bit into the quarter of my number line. So this would be half, this is about a quarter. We don't know how many shoes Taylor owns. Granted, we know that what the answer was from the first part. But we know that 12 of her total, so the part of her shoes, are flip-flops. Okay, now I have it all set up. Again, in this one, having the double number line set up, you can see what's happening from the 12 to the 24. It's doubling. So what number doubled makes 100? It's 50. So if we know that 50 is the answer. Okay, or again, if we can't see what's going on in our double number line, we can set up our proportion problem. I'm going to put it right here in the middle. 12 is to 24 as what is to 100, and I can multiply 12 by 100 and divide it by 24 and end up getting the 50. So that is how to find the total when you're given the part and you're given the percent of a percent problem.